Morning Live. Firstly, what is Legends of the Pedal?
Well, Valen, it's a group of has-beens, there are about 50 of them nationally, who have been successful cyclists, officials, administrators, even media guys. If you've done your turn and really served the sport well as a media person, then you become a legend. And of course, it was done by a poll of people who we thought were knowledgeable and who nominated these guys. We threw about 35 of them now. So we've got 35 legends from all of these different walks. And of course, big things happening this week. We get together every year, and it's for a tremendous cause. So tomorrow night is the big evening of 2013.
All right, just tell us a little bit about this function, this Legends of the Pedal function that's going to be taking place in Johannesburg. I know it's the 7th one that you guys are having.
Yeah, it is, Valen, and tomorrow evening we're at Emperor's Palace, and for the first time we're amalgamating with another sporting code. In fact, horse racing, with whom my company is involved as well, because we do the clothing for them, as we do for cycling. They heard about the Legends project in cycling terms, and the guy said, well, let's have a Legends of the Saddle. So Legends of the Saddle tomorrow evening comes about. Larry Weinstein will announce that, who's the head of horse racing, or the RA in South Africa. And they are nominating two of their biggest sons. Michael Roberts gets the nod, Michael Mace Roberts, so who we know is the 11-time SA champion jockey. I think won the Queen's Jubilee Plate in England as well. Very successful campaign there. And of course, Mike de Kock, who needs an introduction. De Kock, as we know, I think has won races as a trainer on 3 continents, South Africa, I think Britain, and probably in the Emirates. So it's wonderful to have these two guys join from the other side of the Legends, and they will effectively be the first 2 Legends of the Saddle.
All right, so you've got Legends of the Saddle, Legends of the Pedal, and this year, Legends of the Pedal, you're going to have inductees Tony Impeys as well as Malcolm Langer. But once you guys have got these legends, what do you guys actually do?
Well, we do all sorts of things. You know, it goes around like a sort of mini Olympiad where each year we move to another venue. Last year was Cape Town at Ongegint Lodge, which was a fantastic day. That included all sorts of activities like bass fishing and mountain bike rides and hikes and 4-wheel drives, etc. as the afternoon activity. But into the evening, it always ends up with a big gala dinner where we get the public to come and they support, they buy tickets. And we turn this thing into a fundraiser for the legends who those days rode as cyclists, but they weren't professional per se. So the guys did it for the sport rather than for the buck as they do now. And some of those riders, ex-riders, find themselves in tough times. So we do support them from the proceeds. Tomorrow evening, very much a black tie gala dinner sort of thing. The announcement, of course, of the Legends of the Saddle, the induction of these 2 legends on the horse racing side, plus Malcolm Langer gets the nod on cycling, a 403-time winner, and Tony Impeys, who in horse racing terms would be the sire of the first wearer of the yellow jersey, Daryl Impeys. Who we saw wear that in this year's Tour de France. So he gets the nod as a Legend of the Pedal. And then the Jockeys International, which is the ACTS and Egypt Air-sponsored event tomorrow night, those 2 teams, they get announced as well. And of course, they get Protea Blazers these days, the jockeys. So the sport of horse racing becoming recognized as a sport rather than purely as a gambling activity. And it's all part of the action tomorrow night at Emperor's. Of course, some of the world's best jockeys here, guys like Richard Hughes and Quealy and Tom Bowman and Benoit, etc., versus the Ama Proteas, which will be a tremendous battle in the 3 tests which lie ahead. One on Friday in Joburg, then Saturday Cape Town, and Sunday in Durbs.
All right, sure. Certainly lots of exciting things happening. Johnny Koen, thank you very much, founder of the group Legends of the Pedal, who this year are also going to be having the Legends of the Saddle. I know commentator and cycling media personality Phil Liggett is also going to be talking, and it's so good to hear that proceeds are actually going to help former cyclists, because it's too often in sport that we hear that former people that gave us so many great memories are these days struggling. Well, let's time to move on in this sports